Australia. It was what, Gary, was it a month ago or so? 6 weeks ago. Gave a presentation, and of course it was like, the world financial crisis is like everybody's favorite story that day. That same morning, the New York Times front cover had a thing on luxury goods. Luxury goods, meaning the Louis Vuitton bags. 35% growth rate. Yeah. Now, there's a lot of political things to say about that, philosophical things about that, a lot of crying you can do about that. But the fact is that while the economy is in bad shape, there are good stories and opportunity right now, and some would argue this is the best time. Because Harry, who's a phenomenal accountant, if any of you know, don't know, a guy like that doesn't only incorporate the business visa for the son-in-law you want to get rid of, but maybe puts in opportunity where you can buy, and he's done it for a client of ours, where you can buy property at an unprecedented low price right now. So there are reasons to invest bigger and more beyond your brand and your product that you love. So we can talk about that. We can talk about the quickie. Just a quick poll on money, though, even though I don't think anybody's buying money, but in the end, trust me, you're going to need money. How many of you have raised capital before in this audience? Okay, about 3. And from angels? No. Institutions? No.
No. Investors. Private investors.
Private investors. Well, that's what I call angels, but I got you. And
it wasn't the last gasp.
Right.
That's
I
what we
understand.
call angels.
Right. So you'll probably appreciate this slide, which talks about the business life cycle regarding angels or institutions and banks and government and all the like. And of course, all of you have gotten checks and plane tickets from Austrade, right? Guys, you're supposed to laugh. Okay. No, but I wasn't saying that they're... is that not funny in Australian? Very seriously, though, your government does care about sectors other than mining and minerals. Okay? Very seriously, we've established good relationships here in ministry and trade. Today we're meeting some folks. Tomorrow we're meeting folks. We've met folks in London and in New York. And the fact is that Australia is behind its citizens and its businesses. But part of the challenge, just like it would be to a bank or a money lender or an angel or your dad or that son-in-law's father, meaning your in-law, you got to tell your story. And so part of it is understanding your value proposition. Some of the basic tenets of business you need to be able to present to the government. But they're really exciting opportunities. And so the rest is on capital. I'm going to skip that. And I would like to take some questions. And if you're brave, we can do some specific ones. And by the way, just this last slide, socially responsible money is also out there. So if you are interested in money and you do have a project, that's the best money there is. Because those are angels who really take a part in growing your company. There are beautiful companies. When I think of Tony's company with the panels, I think about the money that's behind great companies like Stonyfield Yogurt, which was sold to Danone for $500 million. I think about great companies like Seventh Generation, which is eco-friendly soap companies that are products that are here, Green Depot, just beautiful companies. And there are beautiful stories, and a lot of them had to do with having socially responsible money. Money that cared about people, planet, as well as profit, and then took part in the growth of their businesses. I think about a tea company I met yesterday at the Melbourne Food Fair. The young man graduated with economics degree from Yale, and we said, well, why tea? And why did you do tea that's fair trade and organic? And he said, because I wanted something with a corporate social responsible platform. That's what folks now are thinking about today. And your companies have it, Tony. Your panels have that. So you leverage that and you go make a lot of money, but people and planet are part of your story. Thank you all very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for coming this morning. Can I take some questions? I know Harry's got a question. He always does.
Why do free runners?
Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering if you have any case studies where you've helped launch
brand new ventures, a brand new idea,
Yeah.
an extension of a service, not just taking something that exists here in Australia and transplanting it in Australia, but something new
Yeah.
that perhaps...
Yeah, so the short answer is yes. I personally have, since I'm a kid, I built my first company at 12 years old. It was a traveling DJ business. Since then, I launched about 25 companies. 4 were sold. Others iterated into other things. Bob, our natural products guru who's in GAA, he's responsible for building a lot of companies and growing a lot of companies. So Oregon Chai wasn't new, but they were doing $2 million before he grew them to 35 and sold them at 70. And so we do have experience in that. In the web business, we've launched, members of our group have launched about 100 different web-based consulting service solutions. We designed something for builders that some of you may have heard of called the Builder Card, which was a product where builders could buy from their vendors transparent to the bank that was lending them the money. And that was a digital product that was the first digital commerce product approved on cell phones, AT&T at the time, and by American Express, a Fortune 5. So yeah, we've been in that game. I think it's probably my favorite thing to do. A lot of New Yorkers will roll their eyes in the consulting game when an Australian gives them a new idea that is not proven here. I may roll my eyes, but more often I'm inspired and excited, and if I'm rolling my eyes, then you do not pass my filter, and I don't pass yours, meaning if I can't give you an attainable way of looking at that idea and its implementation in a measurable manner that is sustainable, we're not going to do business with each other. And so I encourage you to tell me the wackiest idea you got. I want to hear it. Sounds great. Great. And if you're brave, you tell it to everybody in the room. That'd be fun too. Any other questions?
Just on
Yes.
the social media and
Please.
Facebook and Twitter and
Yep.
all that, commercially, how good is it? I mean, we've tried
Right.
to look at sort of things, but
Right. Right.
it's
Well,
difficult to work out.
So in a way, it depends on the sector you're in, okay? If you are a brand, or more specifically, if you're a retail type of brand, like a restaurant, then it's not so much, believe it or not, your Facebook or your Twitter. It's more the other social media sites that can hurt you or help you. If you're the blinds company, Apartment Therapy better like you. You got to make nice to them. So so people all too often make it about Facebook and Twitter. It's not. It's what's the landscape? And part of your social media landscape analysis is that. Another answer to your question, because if I understood you, you're sort of logistics as a service, if I understood that, but with a niche product in produce. Is that close to?
Oh, yeah, and organizing all the sales. And
Okay.
we do everything.
So a nice word for that, by the way, is supply chain optimization and logistics. So let's say that I'm right, I don't know if I am, that you are a supply chain optimization and logistics company, and even with a marketing component for produce, in the produce business. Is that?
Yeah. We do
All right.
marketing.
Beautiful. Okay. So if that's what you are, what are the meta tags